You've entered Interstellar Chronicles. Close your eyes and drift into another world, a place where stars whisper forgotten names, where time folds and destinies collide across galaxies. Your journey begins now. Alien Queen infiltrates city. Human saves her and is branded a traitor. HFY sci-fi story. The galaxy unfurled like an ancient silk scroll, its stars brushed in delicate arcs across an infinite void. Each empire a stroke of ambition, pride, and secrets etched in celestial ink. The Quivana, with their biotech spires that sang with jade light, their minds sharp as monofilament blades, wove their dominion as artisans of the cosmos, their shimmering forms revered as divine, their cities, grown from living coral, pulsed with bioluminescence, their neural webs binding ancestors to the living in a symphony of thought that echoed through millennia. A chorus of voices guiding their empire through the stars. Their technology was alive, their spires breathing, their ships singing, their every action a calculated dance of precision and eternity, their society a tapestry of discipline and harmony. Humans, scattered across orbital colonies like New Kyoto, were mere fireflies in their eyes, emotional, fleeting, their lives a blink against the Quivana's eternal gaze. Dismissed as fragile, chaotic, unworthy of the galactic tapestry, humanity clung to the edges of the cosmic stage, their voices barely a whisper in the grand chorus of stars, their cities a patchwork of steel and neon against the Quivana's organic majesty. Yet in the neon-lit heart of New Kyoto, a floating city of pagoda spires, cherry blossom hollow petals, and Kyoto melodies, Elias Chen, a dockworker with calloused hands and a heart forged in quiet defiance, would unravel that tapestry with courage, sacrifice, and a love that burned brighter than any star, weaving a saga that would bind worlds and echo across the cosmos like a temple bell struck in the silence of eternity. Elias Chen was no hero by galactic standards. At 30, with dark eyes that held a spark of resilience, a lean frame honed by years of hauling cargo, and a lopsided smile that masked a stubborn will, he managed drones in New Kyoto's skydocks, a metropolis where hollow lanterns cast lotus patterns over tea houses, markets thrummed with the chatter of merchants, and air dancers twirled under neon skies, their silks trailing like comets. His life was woven into the city's rhythm, loading glow fruit under flickering signs, their bioluminescent skins pulsing faintly with hues of azure and gold, repairing gravlifts in the humid lower tiers where steam hissed like spirits, sharing jasmine tea with vendors in the grand square, where koi-shaped drones glided through clouds of hollow cherry petals, their scales shimmering in the artificial breeze. He was invisible, a cog in the city's machine, his dreams no grander than a quiet life with his sister Hannah's family in the Lotus District, where their tea house served oolong under lanterns that swayed like stars, its tables filled with laughter, the scent of steamed buns, and the soft hum of Kyoto music from street performers. Elias knew every alley, every conduit, every hidden shrine where workers prayed to Amaterasu for luck, their offerings of synthetic rice glowing under hollow flames, their prayers whispered in the flickering light. His hands were marked by the city's steel, scarred from years of wrenching conduits and dodging rogue drones, his heart by its pulse, his life a quiet thread in New Kyoto's vibrant tapestry. He was no warrior, no scholar, no diplomat, just a man who kept the city running, his loyalty to its people as unyielding as the steel spires that held it aloft, his spirit a quiet fire that burned in the shadows. The arrival of a Quivana ship shattered that rhythm, its coral-like hull pulsing with bioluminescent jade, its sleek form looming over the skydocks like a living temple carved from the void, its presence a silent challenge to the city's fragile harmony. The ship docked under the pretense of trade, its emissaries cloaked in diplomacy, their words smooth as silk, their smiles calculated and cold. But its true mission was espionage, led by Queen Liryan Viashera, who infiltrated New Kyoto as Li Mei, a diplomat veiled in a human guise to study the chaotic humans and secure her empire's dominance in a galaxy teetering on the edge of war. Liryan was a vision of alien majesty, a figure who seemed to step from a mythic scroll painted in jade and starlight. Her skin shimmered like polished jade, its surface catching the neon light in prismatic hues, her amber eyes twin moons that pierced through deception, their gaze sharp enough to cut through lies. Her hanbok-inspired robes flowed like liquid silk, embroidered with biotech threads that glowed faintly in the dark, their patterns shifting like ripples in a koi pond, each thread alive with Quivana ingenuity. Her hair, woven with microdrones that shifted like falling petals, framed a face both regal and unyielding, like a temple guardian carved from jade, her presence commanding yet serene, a balance of strength and grace that silenced crowds and drew whispers of awe. Beneath her robes, biotech implants hummed with purpose, shuriken drones for combat, neural interfaces for control, shields woven from light for defense, capable of interfacing with their living tech or unleashing deadly precision with a thought. She had come to dissect human emotions, to unravel their fleeting lives and ensure Quivana's supremacy in a galaxy where alliances frayed and empires clashed like storms in the void. Her mission was cold, calculated, her heart bound to duty, her neural web linking her to ancestors who whispered of empire and sacrifice, their voices a constant hum in her mind, guiding her every step. Yet beneath her regal mask lay a curiosity she could not admit, a fascination with the chaotic spark of humanity, a flicker of doubt in her disdain for these fleeting beings, a question she dared not voice even to herself, a crack in the armor of her certainty. Their first encounter unfolded in the grand square, New Kyoto's beating heart, where the city's pulse thrummed loudest, a vibrant tapestry of life and light. Merchants bartered under hollow cherry trees, their branches swaying in artificial breezes, their petals drifting like promises of spring, their light casting soft pinks and whites across the cobblestone. Kyoto players filled the air with mournful melodies that echoed the city's soul, their strings humming like the wind through bamboo, their music weaving through the chatter of vendors and the laughter of children. Air dancers wove through crowds, their fans painted with lotus blooms, their movements a dance of silk and light, their silks trailing like comet tails in the neon glow. Children chased koi drones that darted like fish in a stream, their scales shimmering, their laughter a bright counterpoint to the market's hum. Elias, delivering a crate of plasma coils for the city's fusion grid, stumbled into Liryan's entourage, the coils clattering across the cobblestone like scattered stars, their hum silenced by the crowd's murmur, the impact echoing like a dropped prayer in a temple. Her gaze, cold as a winter stream, pinned him where he stood, her amber eyes narrowing, her microdrones shimmering faintly like a halo of petals caught in a breeze, their edges glinting with latent menace, a silent warning of her power. "Clumsy human," she said, her voice a low chime, like a temple bell struck in moonlight, each word precise yet laced with disdain, her presence commanding the square's attention, silencing the chatter around her. "Mind your place, lest you disrupt my purpose." Elias, wiping sweat from his brow, met her eyes without flinching, his dark gaze steady despite the weight of her presence, his lopsided smile a flicker of defiance in the face of her scorn. "My place is keeping this city running, Ms. Lee," he said, his tone calm but unyielding, his hands already moving to gather the coils, his movements deliberate, practiced, unfazed by her regal aura. "I'll fix this, no trouble." His steady tone, devoid of fear or deference, sent a faint pulse through her implants, a ripple in her calculated disdain that she couldn't ignore, a spark that lingered like an unplayed note on a Kyoto string. She tilted her head, her microdrones shimmering, their light catching the neon glow, and dismissed him with a wave, her robes flowing like a river, her entourage parting like reeds before her. But the memory of his unflinching gaze burned in her mind, a human who dared to meet her as an equal, a puzzle she couldn't yet solve, a spark that refused to fade in the neon haze, a challenge to her carefully constructed world. The square erupted in chaos when the Dawnbreakers, a rogue human faction led by zealot commander Toru Vex, launched a brazen attack. Vex, a former Skydock foreman turned fanatic, stood tall with a shaved head and eyes like burning coals, his paranoia fueled by whispered tales of Quivana mindwebs that could bend thoughts like reeds in a storm. His followers, clad in patchwork armor cobbled from stolen tech, their faces painted with symbols of defiance, struck with ruthless precision, plasma bolts shattering hollow lanterns, their fragments raining like broken stars, their light snuffed out in bursts of smoke and ash. Screams drowned the Kyoto's hum, the square's harmony shattered into discord, vendors scrambling, air dancers fleeing, their fans abandoned on the cobblestone, their silks torn and scorched, Liryan's guards, their biotech armor gleaming with jade filigree, their movements fluid as a dance, fell to EMP darts that scrambled their implants, their bodies crumpling amid the market stalls, their weapons sparking uselessly, their jade light fading like dying embers. Elias, acting on instinct honed by years of dodging dock accidents, falling crates, sparking conduits, rogue drones, grabbed Liryan's arm and pulled her into a narrow alley, dodging a hail of projectiles that scorched the air, leaving trails of ozone and ash, the cobblestone blackened beneath their feet, the air thick with the acrid scent of burning tech. "Move, or we're dead," he shouted, his voice cutting through the panic like a blade. His grip firm but not harsh, his dark eyes blazing with urgency, his breath ragged but his focus unbreakable. Liryan, her human guise flickering to reveal jade skin, bristled at his touch, her amber eyes blazing like twin suns, her microdrones flaring like a halo of angry fireflies, their edges glinting with lethal intent, a silent warning of her power. "You dare lay hands on me, human?" she hissed, her voice sharp, her implants pulsing red with indignation, her hand twitching toward a concealed shuriken drone, its blade humming faintly beneath her sleeve. But the fire in his gaze, the raw urgency to protect a stranger, forced her to follow, her silk robes trailing as they fled through New Kyoto's underbelly. Tunnels lit by flickering neon, their walls etched with kanji prayers to forgotten gods, their air thick with the hum of grav lifts and the distant wail of sirens. The city's pulse thrummed around them, a living beast of steel and light, and Elias navigated it like a sailor reading the stars, his steps sure despite the chaos, his hand never leaving hers until they were safe, his presence a steady anchor in the storm, his breath steadying as they ducked into the shadows, his heart pounding with the weight of their escape. They found refuge in a derelict tea house in the city's lower tiers, its papered walls adorned with fading lotus motifs, the air heavy with the scent of synthetic oolong, rusted metal, and broken porcelain, the floor strewn with tangled wires and shattered teacups, their edges glinting in the dim light like forgotten offerings. Dawnbreaker drones, their red optics glinting like oni eyes in the neon haze, prowled the streets above, their sensors tuned to Quivana biotech, their claws clicking against cobblestone, a relentless hunt in the city's shadows, their hum a low growl in the night. Liryan, trained in espionage across a dozen star systems, deployed her concealed shuriken drones, their edges singing like Kyoto strings as they sliced through a scout drone, its wreckage sparking in the gloom, its circuits hissing like a dying beast, the tea house trembling with the impact, dust falling from the ceiling like ash in a forgotten shrine. But New Kyoto's maze was Elias's domain, its twists and turns as familiar as the lines on his hands, its conduits and alleys a map etched in his memory from years of navigating the city's underbelly. Using a stolen comms unit scavenged from the tea house's junk pile, he hacked a drone signal, his fingers dancing over the cracked screen, redirecting the machine into a market stall rigged with plasma coils he'd salvaged from the square. The explosion lit the night, a bloom of fire against the city's neon haze, scattering debris across the lower tiers, the shockwave rattling the tea house's fragile walls, the sound echoing like a thunderclap in a temple, the air thick with the scent of burning circuits. Liryan's amber eyes widened, her implants pulsing faintly, a jade glow betraying her surprise, her microdrone stilling as she studied him, her breath catching for the first time, her regal mask slipping just enough to reveal wonder. "You are resourceful," she said, her tone grudging, almost curious, her voice softening like a breeze through bamboo, her amber eyes searching his face for answers she didn't yet understand. Elias offered her a sip from his battered flask, his fingers smudged with grease, his lopsided grin soft but unyielding in the dim light, his dark eyes glinting with quiet defiance, a flicker of humor breaking through the tension. "Keeps you alive, doesn't it?" he said, his voice warm in the cold tea house, a spark of defiance in his gaze. She hesitated. Quivana shared sustenance only with kin, a sacred act rooted in their neural bonds, a ritual of trust, but took the flask, her fingers brushing his, a spark of warmth piercing her guarded heart, her implants glowing gold for a fleeting moment. She stared at him, a human who acted without calculation, his kindness unearned yet freely given, and felt the first crack in her disdain. A fissure she couldn't name but couldn't ignore, a human who defied her every expectation, a puzzle she was beginning to want to solve, a spark that burned brighter than she could have imagined. New Kyoto became their crucible, its streets a battlefield of shadow and light, its spires trembling under the dawnbreaker's onslaught. Toru Vex, a towering figure with a shaved head and eyes like burning coals, tightened his grip, sealing the city's ports with EMP nets that grounded skiffs and drones, isolating New Kyoto from the galactic trade routes, its skydocks silent for the first time in decades, their hum replaced by the wail of sirens and the crackle of plasma fire. He flooded the markets with his forces, zealots armed with plasma rifles, their armor cobbled from stolen tech, their faces painted with symbols of defiance, their eyes wild with fervor, and biotech traps smuggled from Quivana black markets, carnivorous vines that snapped like Naga spirits, their thorns dripping with paralytic sap that could immobilize even a Quivani warrior, their roots burrowing through steel and stone, their tendrils curling like serpents in the neon light. Liryan fought with lethal precision, her shuriken drones weaving patterns like a deadly fan dance, each blade a crescent of jade light that carved through metal and vine alike, their hum a counterpoint to the city's chaos, a song of defiance in the neon night that echoed through the alleys. But the city's labyrinth demanded Elias's ingenuity, his knowledge of its underbelly a lifeline in the storm, his hands steady despite the chaos, his mind sharp from years of outwitting faulty tech and rogue drones. In the jade market, where vendors sold bioluminescent silks under hollow cherry trees, their branches swaying in artificial breezes, their petals drifting like promises, he rigged holoprojectors to cast illusions of Liryan, her jade form flickering in a dozen alleys, luring drones into dead ends where he detonated improvised EMPs from scavenged gravlift cores. The blasts shook the market, sending merchants scrambling, their stalls collapsing in bursts of light and smoke, the air thick with the scent of burning circuits and ozone, the cobblestone scarred with blackened streaks, the market's vibrancy reduced to ash and chaos. In the Lotus District, where cherry blossom lanterns glowed over narrow canals, their waters reflecting hollow petals like a mirror of stars, a vine trap ensnared Liryan, its thorns piercing her arm, jade blood seeping through her silk robes, staining the water below with shimmering streaks that caught the neon light. Elias burned it with a rewired plasma torch, his hand steady despite the alien blood on his fingers, his breath ragged from the effort, his dark eyes locked on hers, unyielding even as drones buzzed overhead, their red optics glinting like predators in the dark, their claws clicking against the canal's edge. "You're bleeding?" he said, tearing his sleeve to bind her wound, his touch gentle but firm, his fingers lingering on her jade skin, his voice steady despite the chaos, his lopsided smile a flicker of warmth in the neon glow. Liryan, unaccustomed to such unguarded care, stared, her implants dimming to a soft jade, her microdrones stilling for the first time, their hum silenced by the weight of his gaze, her amber eyes searching his face for answers she didn't yet understand, her heart racing in a way no Quivana training could explain. "Why risk this for me?" she asked, her voice barely a whisper, her implants flickering with uncertainty, her microdrones hovering like petals caught in a breeze. Elias shrugged, his smile warm in the neon glow, a flicker of defiance in his eyes, his voice soft but resolute, his words carrying the weight of his conviction. "No one gets left behind. Not in my city." Her heart stirred, a feeling alien to her ancient soul, and she saw him not as a lesser being, but as a man whose fire burned brighter for its fleeting nature, a spark that defied the void, a human who made her question everything she knew about strength, duty, and the cold calculations of her empire, a man who was rewriting the rules of her heart. Their bond grew in stolen moments amidst the chaos, each moment a thread weaving them closer, a tapestry of trust spun in the city's shadows, their connection a fragile but fierce light in the dark. In a hidden shrine in the bamboo quarter, its hollow lanterns casting cherry blossom shadows across a statue of Amaterasu, her golden form glowing softly, they found respite, the air thick with the scent of incense and synthetic cherry blossoms, the walls etched with prayers and kanji that glowed faintly in the dark. their light a quiet defiance against the chaos outside. Elias shared tales of New Kyoto's Tanabata festival, where lovers wrote wishes on Tenzaku strips and hung them under starlit skies, their hopes fluttering like moths against the void, fragile yet defiant, their colors bright against the neon night, their dreams a rebellion against the fleeting nature of human life. Humans cling to hope, he said, his eyes distant, tracing the hollow petals as they danced in the artificial breeze, his voice soft but resolute, his hands resting on the shrine's altar, scarred from years of work, his heart laid bare in the quiet of the moment. Our lives are short, so every moment matters. Liryan, her implants pulsing faintly, spoke of Quivana star cities, where ancestors lived in neural webs, their voices guiding the living through biotech spires that sang in harmony with the stars. Their songs a chorus of eternity, their light a beacon across the void, their wisdom a weight she carried with every step. Your brevity makes you reckless, she said, but her tone held wonder, not scorn, her amber eyes softening as she watched him, her microdrones shimmering like petals caught in a breeze, their hum softening to a whisper, their light catching the glow of the lanterns. Elias met her gaze, unflinching, his voice steady, his hand brushing hers, a tentative touch that felt like a spark in the dark, a connection that burned brighter than the neon outside. It makes us human. Her implants glowed gold, betraying the warmth seeping into her heart, a feeling she had no name for but could no longer deny, a connection that defied her training, her duty, her empire. She reached out, her fingers grazing his, a tentative gesture that felt like a vow, her jade skin warm against his calloused hand, their shadows merging in the lantern's glow, their breaths mingling in the quiet of the shrine. The hollow lanterns flickered, casting their forms as one, a fleeting moment of peace in a city at war, a moment that felt like the galaxy pausing to watch, a vow sealed in the silence of the shrine. The Dawnbreakers escalated their hunt, broadcasting Liryan's true identity as the Quivana queen across New Kyoto's holoscreens, her jade face glaring from every spire, her amber eyes a beacon of alien menace to the fearful citizens, her name a curse on their lips, a symbol of everything they feared. Toruvex declared Elias a traitor, his image plastered across the city, his name cursed in the markets, his family's tea house in the Lotus district shuttered by mobs chanting for his blood, their voices a tidal wave of anger that shook the neon streets, their banners casting shadows over the canals, their rage a fire that threatened to consume the city's fragile harmony. Elias's sister, Hannah, a cyberweaver who wove neural code for the city's AI, risked everything to smuggle them supplies in the Obsidian Market, a black market warren where hackers traded biotech and stolen star charts under flickering lanterns, their faces hidden in cloaks of woven static, their eyes glinting with defiance, their whispers a rebellion against Vex's tyranny. "You're insane, Elias," Hannah whispered, her hands trembling as she handed him a cracked datapad loaded with backdoor codes to the city's grid, her eyes wet with fear and pride, her voice breaking under the weight of their shared history, her love for her brother a light in the dark. "But I trust you. Don't let them burn our home." Liryan, watching this human bond, felt her worldview fracture, her implants dimming as she grappled with the realization, her microdrones stilling as if in reverence, their hum silenced by the weight of their connection. Quivana valued duty over family, their connections cold and calculated, woven into neural webs that prioritized the collective, their emotions tempered by centuries of discipline. Yet Elias risked all for both her and his kin, his loyalty a flame that refused to flicker, a defiance that burned through her disdain, a warmth that seeped into her ancient soul, a spark that made her question the cold logic of her empire. She touched his shoulder, a rare gesture, her voice soft as a temple breeze, her amber eyes meeting his, her implants glowing faintly with a warmth she couldn't deny. "Your sister. She is brave like you." Elias nodded, his jaw tight, his eyes distant, his hand brushing hers in return, a fleeting touch that felt like a promise, a vow that bound them closer. "She's family. You'd do the same, wouldn't you?" Liryan hesitated, her implants flickering, and realized she would, for him, for this city, for the fragile hope he carried like a lantern in the dark, a hope that was beginning to feel like her own. a hope that burned brighter than the stars. Their journey took them to the Iron District, a gritty maze of factories where fusion forges roared like dragons, their heat warping the air, their smoke curling like incense in a temple of steel, their light casting long shadows across rusted conduits and scorched cobblestone. The Dawnbreakers had planted a biotech bomb, a Quivana weapon stolen from Liryan's ship, hidden in the district's core, capable of turning New Kyoto into a jungle of carnivorous vines that would choke its spires, its roots burrowing through steel and stone, its thorns poisoning the air with paralytic sap that could fell even the strongest warrior. Liryan, her implants blazing, planned to detonate her biotech core to neutralize it, a sacrifice to protect her empire's secrets and the humans she had come to value. Her hand resting on her chest where her core pulsed like a second heart, its jade light seeping through her robes, her amber eyes resolute, her microdrones forming a protective halo, their hum a mournful chant that echoed through the steel and smoke. "My death is my duty," she said, her voice steady, her presence commanding even in the face of sacrifice, her resolve unshaken by the chaos around them, her ancestors' voices urging her to protect the Empire at all costs. Elias grabbed her wrist, his grip fierce, his dark eyes burning with a fire that rivaled her own, his voice raw with urgency, his breath ragged from the weight of their shared fate, his lopsided smile a flicker of defiance in the face of death. "Duty doesn't mean dying, May. We outsmart them." He proposed overloading a fusion forge to create an EMP, disabling the bomb and the Dawnbreakers' drones without bloodshed. His plan a delicate dance of human ingenuity and desperate hope. His datapad glowing with calculations, its screen cracked but resolute, his hands steady despite the chaos. Liryan, skeptical of human tech, doubted his skill, her training rooted in Quivana precision, her ancestors' voices urging caution through her neural web, their whispers a chorus of doubt. But his resolve, his refusal to let her fall swayed her, his dark eyes a beacon in the chaos, his hand lingering on hers, his calloused fingers warm against her jade skin. His voice steady despite the drones buzzing overhead, their claws glinting in the forge's glow. "You trust me," he said. Not a question but a vow. His eyes locked on hers with unyielding faith, his heart laid bare in the moment. She nodded, her implants glowing gold, a silent admission of faith in this impossible human, her heart racing in a way no Quivana training could explain, her microdrones stilling as if in reverence, her soul stirred by the fire in his gaze, her ancestors' voices silenced by the strength of his conviction. They moved as one through the district's haze, Liryan's shuriken drones carving a path through drones and vines, their blades flashing like falling stars in the forge's glow, their hum a battle hymn against the city's chaos, a song of defiance that echoed through the steel and smoke, their light cutting through the darkness. Elias, dodging plasma fire that seared the air, wired the forge, his hands trembling but precise, sweat beading on his brow as he rerouted power through a tangle of conduits, his datapad flickering with warnings, its screen cracked but glowing with determination, his breath ragged but his focus unbreakable, his heart pounding with the weight of their mission. The drones swarmed, their claws glinting like oni teeth, their optics burning red in the smoke, their numbers overwhelming, a tide of steel and malice that threatened to drown them in the chaos. Elias triggered the pulse, a wave of light frying their circuits and neutralizing the bomb, the vines wilting in a cascade of sparks that lit the district like a festival of fire, the air crackling with the scent of ozone and victory, the ground trembling under the weight of their triumph, the forges roaring like dragons in approval. A collapsing pylon nearly crushed him, its metal groaning like a dying beast, but Liryan shielded him, her body pressed against his, her jade skin warm against his, their breaths mingling in the steam, their hearts beating as one in the chaos, their connection a flame that burned brighter than the forges. "You are impossible," she whispered, her amber eyes locked on his, her implants blazing gold, her microdrones stilling as if in reverence, her voice trembling with a warmth she could no longer deny, her soul laid bare by his defiance, her heart no longer bound by duty alone. Elias, heart pounding, smiled through the dust, his voice soft but fierce, his eyes alight with defiance, his lopsided grin a beacon in the dark, his words a vow that cut through the chaos. And you're worth fighting for, May. Their kiss was a collision of worlds, human warmth fusing with Quivana fire. Under a sky of sparking conduits, the city's pulse echoing their own, a moment that felt like the galaxy holding its breath, a vow sealed in the heat of battle, a promise that burned brighter than the stars, a bond that rewrote the rules of their worlds. The Dawnbreakers, undeterred, rallied in the grand square, their numbers swollen by fearful citizens swayed by Vex propaganda, their chants a tidal wave of anger that shook the city's spires, their banners casting shadows over the hollow cherry trees, their voices a chorus of fear and rage that drowned out the Kyoto's melody, their rage a fire that threatened to consume the city's fragile harmony. Toru Vex, his presence a looming shadow, declared Elias a traitor, his image plastered across New Kyoto's hollow screens, his name cursed in the markets, his family's tea house in the Lotus district shuttered by mobs chanting for his blood, their banners casting shadows over the canals, their rage a fire that threatened to burn the city to ash. Liryan and Elias, now fugitives, hid in the Obsidian Market, a black market warren where the Shadow Weavers, a hacker collective led by Kale, a wiry coder with a cybernetic eye and a grudge against Vex, offered refuge, their faces hidden in cloaks of woven static, their eyes glinting with defiance, their whispers a rebellion against Vex tyranny. Kale, his face scarred from past skirmishes, his voice rough as gravel, devised a plan. Infiltrate the Sky Spire, New Kyoto's central pagoda housing the city's AI, which Vex planned to seize to broadcast anti-alien propaganda galaxy-wide, inciting war across the stars, a war that would tear the galaxy apart. The Spire was a fortress of laser grids, biotech sentinels, and hollow lanterns casting lotus patterns on jade walls, its corridors a labyrinth of light and shadow, its air thick with the hum of neural processors and the scent of ozone, its presence a testament to the city's technological heart. Liryan and Elias navigated its defenses, her Naginata-like drones singing as it cut through sentinels, their biotech cores sparking like dying stars, their wreckage piling like offerings at a forgotten shrine, their hum a chorus of defiance. Elias, armed only with his datapad and Kale's codes, hacked the AI's protocols, his fingers flying as he rerouted security systems, sweat dripping onto the console, his breath ragged but his focus unbreakable, his eyes burning with determination, his heart pounding with the weight of their mission. In the Spire's core, Vex confronted them, his plasma katana drawn, its edge humming like a storm, his eyes wild with zeal, his voice a snarl of betrayal, his lieutenants flanking him with stolen Quivana neural whips, their tips crackling like lightning. You betray humanity for her. He spat at Elias, his blade inches from his throat, the air crackling with its heat, his rage a fire that threatened to consume them all. Liryan stepped forward, her implants blazing, her voice steady as a temple bell, her microdrones forming a shield of shimmering light, her presence a beacon in the chaos. He fights for a future you cannot see, one where we stand together. Elias, unarmed, tackled Vex, his momentum born of desperation, his body slamming into the zealots as he disarmed him, the katana clattering across the jade floor, its hum silenced in the chaos. Liryan's drones pinned Vex lieutenants, their blades hovering like a promise of justice, their hum a chorus of defiance that echoed through the spire. With Kale's help, they rewrote the AI's broadcast, exposing Vex lies and broadcasting a call for peace, the message beaming across the galaxy, its words carried by hollow lanterns that lit the square in hope, their light a beacon in the neon night, a call to unity that silenced the chants of rage, a message that burned brighter than the stars. The city's unrest reached a fever pitch, with factions clashing in the streets, human and alien merchants caught in the crossfire, their stalls burning as the Dawnbreakers pushed their final assault, their rage a fire that threatened to consume the city's fragile harmony. Liryan and Elias rallied the Shadow Weavers to protect the Lotus district, where Hannah's family hid, their tea house a fragile sanctuary in the chaos, its lanterns flickering like fading stars, its walls scarred by the mob's wrath. In a daring raid, they infiltrated a Dawnbreaker stronghold in the Iron District, a fortified warehouse where Vex lieutenants hoarded stolen Quivana tech, their vault gleaming with neural disruptors that could sever Quivana neural webs, plunging their star cities into silence, a weapon that could tear the galaxy apart. Liryan's drones danced through laser traps, their blades cutting through defenses like a wind through cherry blossoms, their hum a battle hymn that echoed through the steel and smoke. Elias used a scavenged plasma cutter to breach the vault, his hands steady despite the heat, his eyes locked on the prize, his breath ragged from the weight of their mission, his heart pounding with the urgency of their task. They destroyed the cache, rigging the warehouse to collapse. Their escape a breathless sprint through collapsing corridors, Liryan's hand gripping Elias's as they leapt from a burning platform, landing in the bamboo quarters canals, their laughter mingling with the splash of water, their hearts racing as one, their connection a flame that burned brighter than the neon. "You're mad?" Liryan said, her implants glowing gold, her smile breaking through her regal mask, her wet robes clinging to her jade skin, her micro-drones shimmering like petals in the canal's glow, her voice trembling with a warmth she could no longer deny. Elias grinned, water dripping from his hair, his eyes alight with defiance, his lopsided smile a beacon in the dark. "And you love it." She didn't deny it, her amber eyes warm, her heart no longer her own. The bond between them a vow that burned brighter than the stars, a connection that rewrote the rules of their worlds. The Dawnbreakers struck again, their forces converging on the Jade Market, where merchants and air dancers fled as vines erupted from hidden traps, their thorns slicing through steel and flesh, their roots burrowing into the cobblestone, their paralytic sap poisoning the air. Liryan and Elias fought side by side, her shuriken drones a whirlwind of jade light, their blades carving through vines like a storm through bamboo, their hum a battle hymn that echoed through the market. Elias's improvised EMPs burst like festival fireworks, their light scattering the vine's advance, their blasts shaking the market, the air thick with the scent of ozone and burning tech. In the chaos, Elias saved a young vendor, pulling her from a collapsing stall, his arm bloodied by a thorn's graze, his breath ragged but his resolve unbroken, his dark eyes blazing with defiance. Liryan, watching, felt her heart shift, her implants pulsing gold, her disdain for humans crumbling like ash in the wind, her microdrones stilling as if in reverence. She bandaged his wound with a strip of her robe, her touch lingering, her voice soft as a temple breeze, her amber eyes meeting his with a warmth she could no longer deny. "You risk too much." Elias met her gaze, his smile tired but warm, his eyes alight with quiet defiance, his voice steady despite the chaos. "Not for you, not for them." The market, scarred but standing, became a symbol of their defiance, its merchants whispering their names like a prayer, their stalls rebuilt under the glow of hollow lanterns, their voices a chorus of hope in the neon night. Their fight took them to the bamboo quarter, where they uncovered a Dawnbreaker plot to poison the city's water supply with Quivana nanites, a weapon that could corrupt human and alien alike, turning New Kyoto into a graveyard. Liryan's drones neutralized the nanites, their blades slicing through containment fields, while Elias hacked the filtration system, rerouting the tainted water into a sealed reservoir, his hands steady despite the stakes, his datapad glowing with warnings, his breath ragged but his focus unbreakable. In the chaos, they saved a group of children trapped in a flooded canal, Elias diving into the water to pull them to safety, Liryan shielding them from drones with her light shield. Their teamwork a seamless dance of human and alien strength. The children's gratitude, their small hands clinging to Elias's, stirred something deeper in Liryan, her implants glowing gold, her heart no longer bound by duty alone, her soul stirred by the warmth of their bond. In the Obsidian Market, they uncovered a traitor among the Shadow Weavers, a hacker named Soren who had sold Kale's codes to Vex for a promise of power. Liryan confronted Soren, her drones pinning him, her voice cold as steel, but Elias, seeing the fear in Soren's eyes, offered mercy, convincing him to reveal Vex's plans. Soren's confession led them to a hidden Dawnbreaker base in the Iron District, a labyrinth of conduits where Vex was building a neural disruptor array to sever the Quivana neural web galaxy-wide, a weapon that could plunge their empire into chaos. Liryan and Elias infiltrated the base, her drones cutting through sentinels, Elias rigging the array to overload, their escape a race against time as the base collapsed in a cascade of sparks and steel, their hands entwined, their laughter a defiant melody in the neon night, their bond unbreakable. The Dawnbreakers' assaults grew bolder, their forces striking at the city's heart, targeting the Grand Square in a final bid to crush resistance. Liryan and Elias led the Shadow Weavers in a counterattack, navigating a maze of burning stalls and shattered hollow lanterns. Their teamwork a dance of precision and defiance. Liryan's drones carved through waves of drones, their blades flashing like comets, while Elias rigged MP traps, his hands steady despite the chaos, his eyes burning with purpose. They saved a group of merchants trapped in a collapsing pavilion, Liryan shielding them with her light shield, Elias pulling them to safety, their bond a beacon in the chaos. The merchants' gratitude, their voices trembling with relief, deepened Liryan's shift, her implants glowing gold, her heart no longer bound by the cold logic of her empire. In the Lotus District, they uncovered a Dawnbreaker plot to sabotage the city's fusion grid, a move that would plunge New Kyoto into darkness. Liryan and Elias infiltrated the grid's core, a labyrinth of conduits and plasma coils. Their teamwork a seamless blend of Quivana precision and human ingenuity. Liryan's drones neutralized security drones, while Elias rewired the grid, his hands steady despite the heat, his datapad glowing with warnings. They thwarted the sabotage, their escape a sprint through sparking conduits, their laughter a defiant melody as they emerged in the canals, their bond a flame that burned brighter than the neon. Their final stand came at the Sky Spire, where Vex, freed by his lieutenants, launched a desperate assault to seize the AI, his forces bolstered by rogue Quivana mercenaries, their implants corrupted by greed, their neural whips crackling like lightning. Liryan and Elias, with the Shadow Weavers, infiltrated the spire's upper tiers, navigating a maze of neural conduits and hollow shields that flickered like temple flames, their hum a chorus of defiance. Liryan's Naginata drone carved through sentinels, their biotech cores sparking like dying stars, while Elias hacked the AI's core, his datapad glowing with Kale's codes, his hands shaking but his resolve ironclad, his eyes burning with purpose. In the spire's zenith, Vex awaited, his plasma katana blazing, his forces closing in, the air thick with the scent of ozone and malice. "You've doomed us all," Vex roared, his blade swinging for Elias, its edge searing the air. Liryan intercepted, her drones clashing with his katana, sparks flying like festival lanterns, her implants blazing gold, her voice steady as a temple bell. Elias, dodging a mercenary's neural whip, uploaded a virus to the AI, freezing Vex forces, their weapons falling silent in the chaos. Together, they subdued Vex, Liryan's drones pinning his arms, Elias's fist delivering the final blow, his knuckles bruised but unyielding, his heart pounding with the weight of their triumph. The AI broadcasted peace, its message a chorus of unity, the spire's lanterns glowing like stars, their light a beacon of hope across the galaxy. A call to unity that silenced the chants of rage, a message that burned brighter than the stars. The city's wounds began to heal, but the scars remained, a testament to the battle that had raged in its heart. Liryan and Elias led the Shadow Weavers in rebuilding the Lotus District, their hands stained with ash and hope, their efforts a bridge between human and alien hearts. They restored the canals, their waters reflecting hollow cherry petals like a mirror of stars, and reopened Hannah's tea house, its lanterns glowing like beacons of defiance, its tables filled with merchants sharing tales of the city's salvation. In a quiet moment by the canals, the city's pulse softening, the Kyoto's melody weaving through the air, Liryan, her hanbok now embroidered with human cherry blossoms, spoke of her star city, her voice soft, her implants dim, her amber eyes meeting his. "I came to control you," she confessed, her voice trembling with a warmth she could no longer deny. "But you changed me." Elias, his jade lotus pendant glinting in the neon light, took her hand, his smile warm, his eyes steady, his voice a vow that cut through the silence. "You changed me too, May." Their kiss, tender and fierce, was a promise under the neon sky, a vow to weave their worlds together, a bond that burned brighter than the stars. A Quivana ship arrived, its coral hull gleaming over New Kyoto's spires. its presence calming the city's chaos like a tide receding, its light a beacon of hope. Liryan revealed her queenship to the Shadow Weavers, expecting Elias's rejection, fearing he would see her as a manipulator who had used him. Instead, he bowed, a gesture rooted in Kyoto's traditions, his dark eyes steady, unwavering, his voice soft but unyielding, his hand brushing hers, their fingers intertwining like threads in a loom. "You're still May to me," he said, a vow that cut deeper than any blade, a promise that burned brighter than the neon. In the grand square, now restored with hollow cherry trees blooming in defiance, their petals drifting like promises, Liryan addressed the Galactic Council via hollow feed, her voice resonating like a temple bell across the stars, her hanbok shimmering with human embroidery, cherry blossoms entwined with Quivana runes, a symbol of unity woven in silk and light. "Humans are not weak," she declared, her implants glowing gold, her amber eyes fierce with conviction, her voice a melody that echoed through the cosmos. "Elias Chen showed me strength lies in heart, not flesh. We are equals, and together we will weave a new future for the galaxy." The crowd, human and alien, erupted in cheers, their voices a chorus that drowned out the echoes of war, their hands raised in unity, their hope a fire that burned brighter than the stars. Elias, once branded a traitor, was hailed as a bridge between worlds, his name whispered in the markets like a prayer, a legend born in the neon light, a hero forged in the crucible of New Kyoto. Elias remained in New Kyoto, his family's tea house reopened, its lanterns glowing once more under the neon skies, its tables filled with merchants sharing tales of the city's salvation, their voices mingling with the scent of oolong and hope, their laughter a melody that echoed through the canals. He wore a jade lotus pendant from Liryan, its weight a reminder of their bond, a symbol of a love that had rewritten the stars, a vow that burned brighter than the neon. She, her hanbok now a tapestry of human and Quivani artistry, stood beside him in the grand square, hollow petals falling like promises, the koto's melody weaving through the air, a song of hope and defiance that echoed through the city. "Will you return to your stars?" he asked, his hand finding hers, warm against her jade skin, their fingers intertwining like threads in a cosmic loom, their hearts beating as one. "Not without you," she said, her amber eyes warm, a smile breaking through her regal mask, her microdrones shimmering like a crown of petals in the lantern light, her voice a vow that echoed through the cosmos. "We weave the galaxy together, Elias Chen." New Kyoto glowed, its spires alight, its markets humming with life, its people, human and alien, united in a fragile but fierce hope, their voices a chorus that drowned out the echoes of war. The city, once a battleground, was now a testament to a love that fused human soul and alien heart, a beacon that burned bright against the cosmic scroll, rewriting the stars for a united cosmos. Their story a melody that would echo through the ages, a saga woven in neon and jade, a promise that would never fade.